everyone, I'm Tina, the creative guru with Gems, Paper, Scissors. Today I am hopping on just really fast. I've been making some gratitude thank you cards as a small business owner of a child care as well as my side hustle of Gems, Paper, Scissors. I like to give thank you cards a lot, as well as just in general when my best buddy it is available when I just want to grumble about how my day went or to go have a cup of coffee and have some giggles. I just love making cards. So I'm going to be taking this set, which is part of our spring Gnomes paper pack. I ended up getting the um, card workshop kit, and online you can download the instruction kit. It tells you everything you could possibly need with it. It has a basic cutting guide, so each paper, the what should be on top, what cuts they're for, which card it's for. That is all on there. So I've pre-cut my paper, and I am going to be making the card number 7. It's just really simple, fun one. None of the stamp set that came with the special has a thank you. It doesn't have the sentiment that I'm after. So I went through some of my stamp sets. I have some gnome ones that have lots of thanks, but they're a little small. They're mini garden gnomes. I have some business ones that I have available for those of you that are doing small business, big business, side hustle, all of that. So if you're in searching for some gratitude stamp sets, I can totally hook you up. I ultimately decided I'm going to combine 2 separate sets, and you can tell they're kind of messy because I use them a lot. So I'm going to turn my camera so it's going to be a little shaky for a minute so that you can see my work surface, at which point we will get creating. So again, very simple. We're converting this particular card. Each kit comes with all of the supplies you need. If it's a standard kit, you have to do your own cutting. So having a nice slider or guillotine styled paper cutter is really handy. I have done it with scissors, but it's very tedious. It's not really stable. You end up with wobbly lines on your cuts. It's way better just for those longer straight edges to rock it out. So they all come with a pre-scored card base, and it seems counterintuitive, but there's a hill and a valley, and you're actually going to fold your card in towards the hill, and that's just because of the way that the fibers in your paper are reinforced and strengthened. And I like using a bone folder just to braise my paper. It gives a nice crisp edge. Again, that's not really necessary, but it is what I like to do. And this particular card is going to be horizontal. So I'm just going to turn my card base just to orient myself. I'm going to use some glacier ink. All of our cases are magnetic and slightly larger. They used to be a little bit smaller. They used to have a hinge and a clip. This is so much nicer. I wear my ink on my chest way less because we used to do it really close to the body and pop it, and then I'd fumble it because I have those hands. So without further ado, I like to do what's called distressing my pages. I just like the look of it. You don't have to, but I just run my edges, and it kind of gives that little outline. So it makes it pop a little more. So if you take a look, these are not distressed. They're a little washed out with white, and that just doesn't give me the warm fuzzies. So you're along for the ride. I'm going to quickly distress all of my little pieces here and start kind of getting an idea of how I want to tuck and rotate each of my pieces. Again, this particular card, once everything's cut, really only just takes a few minutes. I'm gonna make sure that my flowers are upright because I'm kind of fussy that way. And we're almost done with the distressing. So just like that, some overlapping. Last one to distress, I think. I might go ahead and do the banner, but we'll see. There we go. I think I'll do it kind of like that. And then a quick tutorial on our stamps. They come in envelopes. They are not pre-mounted. You do need acrylic blocks of your own to mount to. This means that you can store hundreds upon hundreds of stamps in a much smaller space. When you open your envelope, there's a squishy foam mat. I like putting that underneath my fabric, my paper, just because it kind of gives a nice squishy spot for the ink to absorb into the fibers more. I'm going to use this, thank you, but I'm going to use a different for your order. So on the carrier sheets, these are just static cleaned on. I've gone ahead and peel it up and then place it on my block. If you've never used that stamp before, we do suggest that you remove the coating that comes from our main office. We make our own stamps in-house, and there's always a coating. And it kind of makes absorption of the ink a little more challenging. So once you've got it on your block, go ahead and get your ink onto your stamp, make it nice and juicy, and then stamp your image where you want it. Just like that. And you should get a fairly crisp image. Sometimes you have to do it a couple of times, especially when you've got a new stamp. And then to clean it, I just use a scrap rag that's wet with water and wipe it off. You can run it under the sink. We have stamp chamois, and if I'm doing a lot of work, I do use those. But right now, mine is dried out, and I forgot to get it wet. So then you just peel it back up off of your stamp block and stick it back to your carrier sheet. Turn it back over, and it's ready for storage again. That's all it takes to use our fantastic stamps. So I've got all of that stamped out and ready. I'm going to use this for your order on the inside of the card. And I chose to stamp off to the edge. I'm going to cut this down a little. Okay, a lot, but don't tattle on me, okay? So I want it a lot shorter. I'm prone to over cutting because I can always shorten it. So that's all it takes to do that cut. Now we're going to go ahead and get some of these pieces laid down. I am using our Close to My Heart tape runner. I've used other brands. I like other brands, but I like ours better. And here's why. I have been scrapbooking for a hot minute. So when I say a hot minute, I'm talking, probably about 9 or 10 years. And I have some scrapbooks that I made years ago. And at least since 2007. Okay, so a hot minute. And it's been sitting on my shelf in a very, very, very inappropriate spot because that's just the way my house rolls. It's sitting in the sun, in the window, in my husband's office, which is nothing but a room surrounded by glass. And that works for us. It doesn't work for everybody, but it's the only place that I can have it that anybody can look at any point in time. So I can tell you that the adhesive I used from Close to My Heart back in 2006 and 2007, all of those pages are still stuck together the way I originally did it. I can't say that to the competition. You know, the adhesive that I bought at the big box stores, I can't say that. One thing you might have noticed as I was turning these over to put adhesive on, all of our pattern paper is two-sided. So this and this is actually two sides of the same sheet, right? And then these are two sides of the same sheet. And this one also has another pattern on the back. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere my sentiment to my little banner and get that attached. I'm going to put it all the way over, just like so. And now I'm going to trim down that little chevron. And I'm not too terribly particular on precision. Some people are like, it has to be exactly the same distance around. It has to be the exact same angle. I'm not that person. Life is too busy to sweat it, and so I don't. So to attach this, I'm going to use some thin 3D foam tape just because I want that extra dimension. I want to lift it off. So this has a nice backing so that I can get it in place without sticking to myself. I like using scissors, a non-stick scissor, to trim that off. Then it's just a peel off and stick. Just like so. I hope everybody's had a fantastic week thus far. My day job is I'm a child care provider and preschool teacher out of my home. So I have up to 16 preschoolers here at any point in time over the week. So that, I could stop right there. The pattern suggests doing a black border, and I could do that, but I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and use my Honey Butter Shimmer brush. And we have a nice messy mat. I cut mine down because I really don't have that much room to play. So I cut mine into 4, and it's perfect for most of my projects. I slide that over. Always shake up your pen to make sure that the shimmer glittery stuff gets distributed. I like to squeeze off a little off to my side just to make sure it's all well primed. And then I'm just going to do a quick little doodly, nothing messy border along the way. That's kind of fun, kind of shimmery and playful. And most of my customers and clients and family and friends all know these traits about me, so they kind of appreciate it. So that's all it is. It's already dry. So as you can see, it adds just this really nice little shimmery sparkle to this little layout. And then, because I don't want to catch my card on this, I'm going to wipe it up real quick. And then the sample also has some flowers. And the acrylic flowers came in the kit. I'll lay it on top and see if I actually like it, or if I feel it's a little overkill. Yeah, I kind of like it. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep using my adhesive here. Get a little sticky. And obviously, I don't mind getting sticky stuff on me all the time. So some people would use tweezers or pickup tools. And although I have them literally right here, I'm still using my fingers because I'm a preschool teacher for a lot of reasons, and not the least of which is I like to get into my projects. So I'm going to, it does not show this here, but I really like adding a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to take a bitty sparkle and put it in for the center of that little flower. The easiest way I have found to lift off our sparkly, stickery things is just using my non-stick scissors. I slide it under, nice and careful because these suckers are sharp. Then I put it exactly where I want it, put my finger on top, and slide my scissors out from underneath. And that sits perfectly inside that little flower. I'm going to shift over to my standard size sparkles. These are clear. I could color them, but I don't think I really need to. I'm not going to. And this is a little bigger. Again, I'm just going to grab my scissors, slide them under, put it where I want it, put my finger on top, and slide my scissors out from underneath. I want that actually sunk in more. There we go. There. So that's the outside of my really fast card kit card that I switched from You Are Special to a gratitude card. On the inside, I am going to finish it off because it is for one of my Gems, Paper, Scissors orders. Again, it comes with a foamy. I'm going to put it underneath, just like so. Grab my block, pick my stamp, peel it off, place it on to my block. This is new, so it still has the coating, and basically you can get the coating off in many ways. I usually just rub it on the back of my hand. So I'm going to quickly grab my glacier ink, juice up my stamp, and quickly put it at the base of my card. That's it. Thank you for joining me. If you would like to receive a hard copy of our catalog, let me know and give me permission to private message you to get your contact information. Have a great night, and I hope to help you in the next day or so. Have a great day. Bye for now.